गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः। ॐ योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्नाम् अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम्। We are in Bhagavatam, Canto 11, and one moment, something wrong here. तेरी की अबे रुकना यार। अभी ठीक है। We are in Bhagavatam, Canto 11, Chapter 29, and we are looking at the concluding part of the Uddhav Gita. And what is and here Uddhavji, this is the Uddhav Gita. Uddhavji is cousin brother of Bhagwan Shri Krishna, and he is asking a series of questions which comprises most of the 11th canto. And this is the last one. He says, O Bhagwan, सुदुश्चरामिमां मन्ये योगचर्यामनात्मनः यथांजसा पुमान् सिद्धेत तन्मे ब्रूह्यंजसाच्युत. Please, in simple words, please tell me what is the simplest way of gaining God realization. And to that the Bhagwan says here in the 22nd verse, Esha buddhimatam buddhihi manisha cha manishinam yat satyam anrute neham anrute neha martye napnoti mamrutam. Esham buddhimata buddhihi manisha cha manishinam. So this is the whatever he told from verse 8 till 21st, the essence of all that, the wisdom that Bhagwan has given. He says the essence of all that is, because who are the greatest devotees of the Lord? They are the wise people, the Manishinam. So here he says that the wisdom of the wise, nay, the cleverness of the clever. We are all very clever. We know how to manipulate. We know how the jugaad technology to fix everything. And same thing we want in our life also. When we come to spiritual, we want a quick fix method. We want to listen and realize. We want someone to touch us and we realize. We want to hear someone and we want to realize. We want to put minimum effort and we want to get the maximum result. This is cleverness. And in and through your life, daily life, whether you are brushing your teeth, whether you are taking shower, whether you are everywhere, you use your cleverness. Mummy keeps saying, don't you waste water, and you try to extend the shower by extra 5 minutes. So Bhagavan is telling here, the wisdom of the wise and the cleverness of the clever people consists in what? That one attains this in this very life to me. Meaning the cleverness, if you think you are smart, if you think you are intelligent, if you think you are wise and intellectual, if you think you are a devotee, then if you have not come to this conclusion that within this life I must attain or become one with God, if this conclusion we have not reached, then you are not clever, then you are not wise, then you are not thinking properly, then you are not a devotee, then you are not a karma yogi, then you are not a jnana yogi, then everything that you are doing in the name of spirituality is a waste of effort. If the goal is not clear, all the subsequent actions will not be conclusive in their nature. But if the goal is clear, by doing puja, you will purify. By doing bhakti, you will surrender. By gaining knowledge, you will become one with the divine. But if the goal is not clear and you are just shooting, someone says do this, someone says do that, someone says this is the way, someone says go to this Mahatma, someone says try Kundalini, someone says try Kriya Yoga, someone says pay 1,500 and do the Transcendental Meditation course. Not 1,500, it costs almost $10,000, $15,000. Don't fool yourself. It will not come from outside. This bhakti, this devotion, this surrender, this merging into the divine, into the Lord, it will not come from outside. It must start from your heart and it must conclude within your heart. The conclusion also is in your heart, and that's what Bhagavan is saying, that I am your heart. The only immortal and real substance, though this bogus, through this bogus and mortal frame, through this illusory, changing, ephemeral, mortal body, which comprises of gross body, subtle body, causal body, annamaya, pranmaya, manomaya, vijnanmaya, anandamaya, kosha, sheaths. Who is functioning through this? Bhagavan says, I am functioning through this. Who are we thinking is functioning? We say, I am functioning this. This is my body. This is my eyes. This is my ears. This is my tongue. This is my tummy. This is my dadi. My. That is where we go wrong. Today only someone dropped me home. That's why I got a bit late. I had to take shower. And he was so thrilled. He was so much in joy. The moment I sat in the car and he took me back to the car yard for, I had given the car for servicing, to pick up the car. And throughout that 15-20 minute journey, he was saying, Swamiji, you can't imagine what impact you have made in my life. When I was in Kailash with you, I did this, and yeah, and I missed the satsang. That time we were taking Kaivalya Upanishad, and he must have, I can't remember anything. He said, I missed one day a satsang because I was not feeling well, and you scolded me. Do anything but don't miss the satsang. And now he is hooked. And he's saying, Swamiji, now every day I have to listen to a satsang. Everything is happening in my life. And I am coming to this point where I see everything is happening, and I am just the witness of it. How wonderful! How wonderful! See, this is the impact of satsang. And he wanted to tell me this personally, not on the phone. And with so much joy, with so much excitement, he was sharing this. He says, as if I am connected to you and connected to Bada Swamiji all the time. I said, it is not... and he said, just by listening to you guys, I feel blessed. I said, sun is always, this was my response to him. I said, the sun is always shining and it is available to everyone. But if you choose to keep the windows closed, is it sun's fault that you are living in darkness? Same way, satsang is always available. Mahatmas are also now with YouTube in plenty. But are we available? Are we available? So I told him, beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. Before also we were talking that about in satsang, now also we are talking. Before also you were there when you were not listening. Then you started listening and now it is clicking and this joy is emanating because of the satsang. I said, now you have become available by grace of God. No, but Swamiji, you both are also making a great... I said, that is good on your part to say that. But we are very clear that the truth is always. The God is always. There is no place that God is not. There is no place that the divinity is absent. Everything is contained within the divinity. We have to open the windows of our heart and mind. And there it comes flooding in. See? There it comes flooding in. We are closed, lost in our roles, lost in our judgments, lost in our duality, lost in me and mine, lost in likes and dislikes. Become available to the Lord by thinking about Him. Become available to the Lord within your heart. See what magic will happen. And this is what Bhagavan is telling here. Esha buddhi matam buddhihi manisha cha manishinam. The intelligence of the intelligent people, the wisdom of the wise, and the cleverness of the clever people, all this must conclude in that they must attain, conclusion is they must attain the truth, must attain to God, must attain to Lord Shri Bhagwan Shri Krishna in this lifetime, not posthumous. Like in one religion, they declare saints after the person is dead. Here we have living saints, not only posthumous. And that saint is declared by giving 3 people as proof that miracle happened. And here continuously miracle is taking place. Continuously. Automatically the hunger comes, automatically the bladder pressure comes, automatically the hiccup comes, automatically the sneeze comes, automatically the eyes blink. See, everything is automatic. Isn't it a wonderment? The teeth bite the tongue and the same teeth then go and massage the tongue. Isn't it wonderment? We have to become available to this wonder of life in this lifetime while living. Then we have made our Jivan Sarthak. Otherwise, next life is always there. Again the body will be conceived. Again the soul will enter. Again A for apple, B for boy, C for cat, D for dog, E for Gayatri, E for ठीक है, I put her in a spot. E for elephant, F for frog. लगे रहो मुन्ना भाई. Oh my God, I got to study 12 years in school. Mummy, I don't know. Why do I have to study 2 ones are 2, 2 twos are 4, 2 threes are 6? If you don't want to do it, realize in this life. इस बार काम तमाम कर लो फटाफट. फिर तो then you are smart. Then you are smart. So today's Bhagwan is continuing his. एक minute, I'll just come. Today we'll continue from the 23rd verse onwards. Let's read till the end of the page, till 27th. Eshate bihita krutsno brahmavadasya sangrahah समासव्यास विधिना देवानामपि दुर्गमः अभीक्षणशस्ते गदितं ज्ञानं विस्पष्टयुक्तिमत् एतद्विज्ञाय मुच्येत पुरुषो नष्टसंशयः सुविविक्तं तव प्रश्नं मयैतदपि धारयेत् सनातनं ब्रह्म गुह्यं परं ब्रह्मादिगच्छति य एतन्मम भक्तेषु सम्प्रदद्यात् सुपुष्कलं तस्याहं ब्रह्मदायस्य ददाम्यात्मानमात्मना य एतत् समधीयीत पवित्रं परमं शुचि स पूयेता हर मां ज्ञानदीपेन दर्शयन्. Bhagwan says in the 23rd verse, Eshate bihita krishno brahmavadasya sangrahah समासव्यास vidhina devanamapi durgamaha. The aforesaid teaching covers the entire range of Vedantic teaching, which has been taught by me to you in a nutshell, in this or in extent so as necessary, which is so difficult to grasp even for gods. Where has he given the entire nutshell of Vedantic teachings? Where did he give it? chapter 28, forgotten already. Chapter 28. And that again, nutshell of chapter 28, he gave it from verse 8, I think 8, 8 till 22. And that was application in life. What should be the attitude? What should be your disposition? And he is saying, clearly Bhagavan is saying, even gods cannot grasp this knowledge. Who can grasp this knowledge? Who can grasp this knowledge? Only human beings. And that choice is given to human beings. See this young girl named Gayatri. Name itself is. This is the greatness of our tradition. Lavanya, nectar, anubhav, experience, Paramanand, infinite bliss. See? The names, the name that are given in our Hindu culture, that itself is the first trigger for you to connect with your essence. नहीं तो आजकल नाम देते हैं ममता, माया, आकांक्षा. लगे ममता में लगे रहो, होप में लगे रहो. If it can be converted, mamta towards Lord, then it will work. Akanksha towards Lord, yes, it will work. See? The gods are stuck in their positions. Sun god cannot do anything else but be sun for the rest of his life. Moon god cannot exercise choice. नहीं यार, बहुत साल हो गए. I have been working as a moon for too long. Let me take a let's exchange. Sun, you become moon and I will become sun. Can't. He can't. He has to continue. When? Till his allotted lifespan. Rakshasas or Asuras, they also cannot do it. Why? They are so lusty, they are so passionate after the material world that they don't have the acumen to think about what is good for them. Very rare. Prahlad was one of them. Raja Bali was one of them. But majority of other asuras, they only realize God when they are killed, not before. Prahlad realized, had the darshan of the Lord and the blessings of the Lord while living. Bali while living. Now, where are we human beings? We are neither gods nor we are the asuras. We are in between. So choose. But our mind is continuously, instead of exercising the right discrimination, it is continuously shunting between the gods. I want to go to heaven. Or like the asuras, I want to own the whole world. And what is the world? Relations and possessions. But human being is the species where the choice is there. And Bhagavan is saying, exercise this choice, Baba, in this life. You can realize. Don't make your family, don't make your parents, don't make your children, don't make your job an excuse. Don't make your ill health an excuse that up to don't make your age an excuse. Up to now I am 60 years old. I think my life is almost over. Arey Baba, at age 62, Sri Prabhupada left home and lived 12 years after that. Age 60, I think, he left. And lived till 72. 72, he took Samadhi. In 12 years, he created the ISKCON movement. In 12 years, wrote the commentary on Bhagavad Gita, wrote the commentary on Bhagavatam. In 12 years. So, no excuses. Everything is possible. Only the intention is, you have to make the decision. Abhikshanashasте gaditam jnanam vispashta yuktimat etad vijnaya muchyeta purusho nashta samshayaha. Repeatedly has this knowledge of truth been expounded by me in a very lucid and reasoned way. Having grasped it fully, a man will have all his doubt dispelled and bid fair to get liberated. See? There is no compassion compared to the Lord. There is no greater mother than the scriptures. Our Jnaneshwar Maharaj, he was only a young boy, but he is called Mauli. He is called the mother. A young boy, elders are calling him mother. Why? Because of his concern, unconditional love towards one and all. Same way, these scriptures, which are nothing but speech of the Lord, are our true mother. Yes, this body is given birth by our physical mother. But our true mother are the scriptures, is the scriptures. Shruti Mata. Dharti Mata is allowing this body born by the physical mother to walk on the mother earth. It gives, the mother earth gives us food, nourishes us, gives us the beautiful places to visit. But the most beautiful place, you don't have to travel anywhere. It is you and it is within. And that is revealed by the Shruti Mata. And Bhagwan is saying, whether it be through Karma Yoga, whether it be through Jnana Yoga, whether it be through Dhyana Yoga, whether it be through Bhakti Yoga, whether it be through Vedanta, whether it be as knowledge given by Sri Ram, knowledge given by Narsimha Bhagwan, knowledge given by by the Lord in various avatars. Whether he appears as Shankaracharya in our life, whether he appears as Prabhupada in our life, whether he appears as the various saints and sages in our life, Ramana Maharshi, Nisargadatta Maharaj, Mira Bai, Anandamayi Ma, Ramakrishna Paramhans, Shirdi Sai Baba, Satya Sai Baba, Meher Baba, Ammachi. That one Lord alone is appearing in so many ways and coming and nourishing us with this knowledge. And we are sitting with our closed windows. ठीक है. And then wondering why my life is miserable. Why am I not happy? Where am I lacking? It's like a person who's living in his room with windows closed in the daytime, in the mid of the day, and saying, why there is darkness in the room? अबे खिड़की तो खोल. घूंघट के पट खोल तुझे शाम मिलेंगे. अपने पट्ट तो खोल, घूंघट तो उठाओ। घूंघट किसका? अपने अहंकार का घूंघट उठाओ, माया का घूंघट उठाओ। वो माया या अहंकार करके पकड़ के रखा है कुछ नहीं, पर फिर भी दिख रहा है, फिर भी लग रहा है कि है। देयर इज नथिंग कॉल्ड क्लाउड, बट इट्स देयर, comes for in under certain conditions, covers the sun and then goes away, again dissolves. Same way, the ahankar comes under certain conditions, then again it dissolves away. Every night it dissolves away when you go to sleep. Wake up. So Bhagavan is telling that has been explained in a very lucid and reasoned way. He has given, if we have, now we are in 11th, we must have covered at least, if nothing, at least 17,000, total 18,000 verses in Bhagavatam. We must have done at least 17,000 verses by now, over 11-12 years. And how many different examples Bhagavan has given, how many different ways of approach to him, sadhanas, whether it is Kundalini, whether it is Kriya Yoga, whether it is through anecdotes, whether it is through example, through stories, through devotees, so many different ways he has showed and tried to impress on our mind that which is beneficial for us. And what is beneficial for us? To realize God in this lifetime is the way of the intelligent, is the way of the wise. And there is a, having grasped it fully, a man will have all his doubts. The moment you open the window, light comes into the room, there is no more darkness possible. Same way, the moment you gain this knowledge, you grasp this divinity, become available to the divinity, that very moment, all doubts and suspicions are regarding what? They are regarding Jeev Jagat Ishwar. Who is God? What is this world? Who am I? What is my relationship with God? What is the relationship of God with me? What is my relationship with the Jagat? What is my relationship with myself? What is the sadhana that I can pursue in order to sort all these unanswered questions? This was the question asked by Nachiket Maharaj, that great young boy. He was also as big as our Gayatri, only 5.5 years old. And he went to the gate of God of death, waited for the 3 days. And when God death, Yamaraj came, he says, yes son, what do you want? He says, I want to know that by knowing which nothing else remains to be known. He says, क्या करेगा यार, इतना छोटा है, you got a whole life in front of you. I'll give you apsaras, I'll give you gold, I'll give you chariots, I'll give you millions of angels along with servants. He says, will that all give me the knowledge by knowing which nothing else remains to be known? The Lord of Death says, ये तो पीछे ही पड़ गया यार. 5.5 years old, like our Gayatri. देखो, this is the power of our scriptures. Not even a small, from childhood itself, we like to imagine, we like to dream like Nachiket, dream like Dhruv, dream like Prahlad, dream like the young Ramchandra ji or Krishna Chandra Bhagwan. If you want to dream like that way. Expand. Be inclusive of everything. When we become exclusive, ego is strong. When we become inclusive, ego dissolves. See? So Bhagavan is telling here that I've given it in a reasoned way. Having grasped fully, a man will have all his doubts and is dispelled and bid fair to get liberated. When light comes, there is no darkness possible. A person who has never tasted chocolate, I don't know, Gayatri, have you tasted Australian chocolate? No, na? When I come, I'll bring for you, okay? But as much as I may explain to her what is Australian chocolate, made from Australian milk. Huh? I can write PhD on it. What is chocolate if you have never tasted chocolate? But the moment you taste the chocolate, you can never understand if I keep explaining to you. But once you taste, put that chocolate on your tongue. Then that person doesn't have to say anything. His experience, that means Gayatri's experience of chocolate and my experience of chocolate, they match. And we don't need to communicate anything at all. आंखों ही आंखों में इशारा हो गया. Just by looking into each other's eyes, we know what the joy of chocolate is. No words are required after that. Exactly the same way. All misunderstanding about chocolate, doubts about chocolate, whether it is sweet, whether it is sour, whether it is pungent, whether it is spicy, whether I will like it or not like it, all these are doubts. Same thing, we have doubts about Bhagavan also. Should I go to heaven? Should I go to Satyalok? Should I go to Saket? Should I go to Kailash? Or should I go to Vaikuntha? What is difference between Vaikuntha and Kailash? All these things will vanish once and for all. Merge. Open your heart and mind. Open the windows of your heart and mind. Allow the Lord to pervade you. Allow the Lord to function through this equipment. The more we allow Him, and how do we allow Him? By remembering Him all the time. Simple. Just by remembering Him. That's the simplest way. How beautiful. Suviviktam tava prashnam mayetadapi dharayet sanatanam brahma guhyam param brahmadi gacchati. 25th verse says, nay, he who treasures in his mind this question of yours as well as this discourse containing my reply to it will realize the everlasting transcendental Brahman that lies hidden in the Vedas. Oh, this is the assurance given by the Lord Sri Krishna himself. What else do you want? Which Mahatma you will run? किसकी लंगोटी पकड़ोगे जाके? महात्मा जी मेरे को आशीर्वाद दो, महात्मा जी मेरे को दीक्षा दो, महात्मा जी मेरे को इनिशिएशन दो, महात्मा जी मैं सेवा करना चाहता हूं या चाहती हूं. How many temples and pilgrimages you will go to? How many Mahatmas you will run after? How many pujas you will do? The pilgrimage, going to satsang, doing puja, japa, etc., etc., it must invoke the love for the divine. If that is not happening, then we are going the wrong way. I am sorry to say that. ओ बट इफ यू आर डूइंग वी डोंट, उसका पुण्य तो मिलेगा ना. अब पुण्य लेके क्या चाटना है तुम्हें? आर यू हियर फॉर पाप एंड पुण्य, और आर यू हियर टू रियलाइज दैट यू आर एसेंशियली डिवाइन? पाप पुण्य में कहां फंस रहे हो? दैट पाप पुण्य थॉट कम्स कि चलो in this life, if I don't realize I have done enough punya by doing puja and dan and yajna etc. and seva of Mahatmas and going pilgrimages, next life में continue हो जाएगा. No. If the house is on fire, the person who is living in the house, will he finish his puja and come out of the house? नहीं, how can I leave my puja in the middle of the of the whole process? I have only reached अभिषेकम समर्पयामी, स्नानम समर्पयामी. अभी तो मैंने भगवान को कपड़े भी नहीं पहनाए, उपवीत नहीं दिया, फूल नहीं दिया, गंध अक्षता नहीं दिया, उनके कुछ नहीं किया. नहीं, मैं पूजा करके फिर. फायर इज नॉट गोइंग टू वेट फॉर यू. अगर घर में आग लगी है, whoever is doing the puja, he will pick his धोती up, अब भागेगा, छोड़ दो पूजा सब कुछ. He will not think twice. Same way, अपने अंदर आग लगी है क्या? इस घर के अंदर आग लगी है और सब चल रहा है हंकी डोरी, धीरे 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 धीरे. हाँ, हम पूजा कर रहे हैं, हम अपने बच्चों की सेवा कर रहे हैं, हम अपने पति और पत्नी की सेवा कर रहे हैं, हम अपनी कमाई कर रहे हैं, सब कुछ ठीक चल रहा है, सब कुछ परफेक्ट अपनी अपनी जगह पे परफेक्ट है. और मेरी साधना भी चल ही रही है. हर रोज एक सत्संग सुन ही लेते हैं. एवरी डे आई लिसन टू वन सत्संग. मतलब अंदर से आग नहीं लगी है अभी. जब आग लगती है, देन यू डोंट थिंक अबाउट लेफ्ट राइट टॉप, नहीं, भागो. कहाँ? भगवान के पास. अपने अंदर अभी वो प्यास नहीं है, वो भगवान के लिए भूख नहीं है. हमको अभी भी दुनिया इतनी अच्छी लगती है, ये जगत, ये मेरा घर, मेरी इन्वेस्टमेंट प्रॉपर्टी, मेरे बच्चे, मेरा पति और पत्नी, मेरी नई नई कार, मेरी मर्सिडीज. अभी आग नहीं लगी. एवरीथिंग इज कंफर्टेबल. भगवान इज सेइंग कि क्या बोलते हैं यहाँ पे 25th वर्ष में थे ना, मयि तदपि धारयेत् सनातनम ब्रह्म गुह्यम परम ब्रह्मादिगच्छति. दैट जो ये this question that was asked by Uddhavji Maharaj, if that person remembers this question all the time and remembers the answer given by Lord Shri Krishna to this, then he will come to abide in the transcendental Brahman, not Brahma. Brahma is creator. Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. He has got a position. Brahma cannot realize. He is fixed in his position. That's why he said in the previous verse, even difficult for Devatas to realize this. So imagine you are a human being. Arre baap re. So you are luckier than the gods, that you have an option to escape from this cyclical birth and death. And that escape is realization, God realization. And that is available to you and me. Not even to Brahmaji. So we are not talking about Brahmaji, whose abode is called Satya Lok. We are not wanting to go to Satya Lok. We are talking about transcendental Brahman. that because of which even Satyalok is. It's like the wave. Wave doesn't want to go to the ocean. Wave wants to realize the water. So we are the wave, individual. What we want to realize? Not the totality, Brahmaji. We want to realize the water, the Brahman, the transcendental truth. Water is present in the wave also. Same way, this transcendental reality, the Brahman, which is Ekameva Dvitiya, it is right here and now. And that is the goal of the Vedas. All the sutras and all the compositions and the Upanishads and the Brahmana part and the Upasana part and the Vedanta part, Upanishads that come, all of the Brahmana part is for purification, the Upasana part of the Vedas is for making the mind single pointed and expand, and Vedanta is to go beyond the mind, to recognize that you are the one because of whom the mind is, not you are the mind. You are the support of the entire creation. You are the support of entire creation. You are not a aspect of creation. No, you are the support. And you are pervading the whole creation. The whole creation is in me and I am in the whole creation. Then only transcendence. And it must be your direct experience. Yeah. I understood what you said, Swamiji. You understood because I spoke. No, it must be. And where did you understand? In your mind? No, it is beyond that. We are talking about you in essence. We are not talking about the body or the mind, where the knowledge can change. अभी क्लिक हो गया, बाद में अनक्लिक हो गया, फिर अनक्लिक हो गया, फिर क्लिक हो गया. ये चलता रहता है सिलसिला. Transcendental Brahman is you are once and for all. You have got all doubts vanished. You are established in yourself. That lies hidden in the Vedas. Why it is told it is lying hidden in the Vedas? Because Vedas are a part of the creation. Vedas, what are Vedas? They are words. They are alphabets. Alphabets join together to form words. Words join together to form sentences. Sentences join together to form paragraphs. Paragraphs join together to form suktams or various compositions. And in the end, it's all words. Words come and go. They begin and they end. See? Words begin and end. That which begins and ends can never come to know its own source. Cannot know its own source. See? So therefore it says, Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasasaha. The words cannot illuminate the truth, the Brahman. The mind cannot grasp the Brahman. So it is told here that that lies hidden in the Vedas. So when we are listening to the words in a satsang, when we are listening to the words of Bhagavatam, when we are listening to the words of Upanishads, our attention must be towards the one whom the scriptures are indicating. And what are the scriptures indicating? The essence. And where is the essence? Everywhere. Inside, outside, up, down. तदैजति तन्नैजति तद्दूरे तद्वन्तिके तदन्तरस्य सर्वस्य तदु बाह्य सर्वत्र बाह्यतः. Truth is, this divinity is inside, outside. It's moving and it's unmoving and yet moving everywhere. And that reality, that divinity is the self, is the life within you. Recognize this. If you keep looking from one Upanishad, then, what did the other Upanishad say? What did this Upanishad say? What did Bhagavatam say? They are saying the same thing. Your attention is outside. While listening, reading, your attention must be subjective. Subjective means you are, while listening, aware to that, about that principle because of whom listening is possible. But we are lost in the words. We are not attentive of the consciousness which is present, without which the hearing will not be possible. If you are aware of the consciousness, if you are aware of the essence, that principle because of whom seeing is possible, hearing is possible, tasting is possible, loving is possible, holding is possible, walking is possible, speaking is possible. See? Then you are doing justice to the satsang. Then you are available to the satsang. If you are available only to the words, then we are missing the plot. We are missing the point. Continuing, ya etan mama bhakteshu sampraddadyat supushkalam tasyaham brahmadayasya dadamyatmanam atmana. In the 26th verse he says again, I shall voluntarily confer my own self to that teacher of Brahma, meaning Brahman, who imparts this knowledge to my devotees most extensively. So here Bhagavan is blessing us. So when I was driving from my friend's place to the car yard for picking up my car, I was not giving any satsang. The one who was driving, he was talking and I was listening. And it was satsang. And it was satsang going on. Because he was telling me how the satsang has impacted him. How his vision has changed. What has he learned from whatever the different experiences that have come about? What clicked in this satsang or that satsang? I was only listening and was feeling happy for him. And one tear trickled here, one tear out of joy. That is the true Guru Dakshina. बाकी सब तो चलता रहता है व्यवहार में. भिक्षा चलती है, दान चलता है, पेट्रोल मनी चलता है. But true Guru Dakshina is this: when we become available to ourselves. When we are on fire from inside, fire doesn't mean only burning. Fire also means we are living an inspired life. We are living an unconditional life. We are living with unconditional love, accepting everyone, rejecting no one. That is the expression of we are on fire. And here Bhagavan is saying, the one who is on fire, I shall voluntarily confer my own self. So if you keep talking about Bhagavan, you keep remembering, see, where do you talk? How many times I talk to you, to all of you? Every Saturday maybe? It's only one way. I am talking, you are listening. I don't allow you to talk to me. Huh? Huh. So where were we? Hi. I voluntarily confer myself means offer my own self on that teacher of Brahman who imparts this knowledge to my devotees. क्या हो रहा है यार बार-बार? To my devotees most extensively. Means extensively मतलब क्या है? जो टाइम पास कर रहा है. How? Like we are doing. We started Bhagavatam when? 12 years ago. Are we in a hurry to finish it? No. Why? Because we are not here to finish Bhagavatam. We are here to finish ourselves. So, if the purpose is clear, see, they say in the scriptures and in the yoga, they say the tapasya is 12-year cycle. अनुष्ठान करना है तो 12 साल का अनुष्ठान होता है. Same way here, now we have completed 12 years. Maybe it's going to the 13th one. Another one more canto left. See? We are here to finish. This ego, this individuality has to dissolve. We are not here to finish Bhagavatam. We are not here studying Upanishads to finish Upanishad after Upanishad. So here, if we have dissolved, then Bhagwan has offered himself. If we are subjective, then the Bhagwan has offered himself. So share this knowledge. And whom do we? As I was saying, I talk to you. But remember, we all talk to ourselves the most. We all talk to ourselves the most in our own mind. So first he blessed the teacher who speaks to the devotees extensively. He says, I offer myself to that teacher. Now, as I said, we all talk to ourselves. But what is the quality of that communication to ourselves? Are we doubting our abilities? Are we talking about how things are not possible in life? Are we living for survival? Are we living for corruption? Are we living for manipulating others so that we can benefit? Are we living in fear? This is the dialogue that keeps going on in our mind. Or are we living and talking to ourselves? Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Now with this thought, here comes the next one. In the 27th verse he says, Ya etat samadhita pavitram paramam shuchi sapuyeta hara harmam jnanadipena darshayan. He who repeats aloud, he who repeats aloud in an intelligent way this most sacred teaching of mine, which is capable of sanctifying others too, will get purified in that he will be revealing me day to others by the lamp of wisdom. So if we are remembering the stories, or we are narrating this story to like Lavanya and Gayatri, Anubhav, all these kids who are there, I'm amazed. They keep looking, but what they must be understanding. Like one kid, she comes to our Bhagavad. Sometimes she comes on the Bhagavad on the YouTube also, yeah, in the Zoom also. But she comes for Sanskrit. And every class, her brother is now 13 years old, I think 12, 13 years old. He used to come for class. Mother also used to study Sanskrit, or still studying Sanskrit. But this girl, 4.5, 5-year-old, she comes for what? She wants to touch my beard. And one day, after every class, I give her a hug and she plays with my beard 2-3 times and then she goes away. Purnamada Purnamidam. One day, the mother told me, "Hey, Swamiji, you know why she is coming to the class?" I said, maybe she is interested in Sanskrit. She is copying her brother. No. She comes only to play with your beard. I got a chance. From that day itself, this was in the beginning of the class. So I said, come, what is her name? Shrinika. Shrinika, come here. You want to play with my beard? She says, yes. I said, okay, touch. Only once. Touch. She touched. You want to touch again? She said, yes. I said, you are allowed to touch again only when you are written a. I told her mother to give a piece of paper. I said, write a 2 lines, 10 times each line. This girl, 5.5-year-old, within 10 minutes, she has written the 2 lines. And she came, Swamiji, I should check. And she touched my beard. Then I said, you want to touch again? Because that's why she comes. I said, okay, write A. And before the term was over, she had already written almost half the alphabets just with this desire to touch the beard. देखो, अब ये बैठे हैं सबके सब, इनको क्या समझ आ रहा है हम क्या बोल रहे हैं, पर देखो बैठे हुए हैं.
गायत्री बोल रही है कि स्वामी जी बहुत मुश्किल वर्ड्स यूज कर रहे हैं.
हाँ, मेरे को गायत्री मंत्र भी बहुत मुश्किल लगता है. तो छोटी सी है. बीच बीच में कभी स्टोरी बताऊंगा. अभी तो स्टोरी का जगह नहीं है इधर. कोशिश कर रहा हूँ. पर मुझे आश्चर्य, आई एम सरप्राइज्ड that these kids are sitting there and watching. Something must be going on in their mind, no? So you are also watching like them? Are you assessing? Are you commenting in your mind? Oh, that Mahatma said this, Swamiji is saying this, that book told this. If we are there comparing what is being heard to some information that we have gathered before, we have lost the plot. Because satsang is a place where the opportunity to remain subjective is there. So here Bhagavan is saying, he who repeats aloud in an intelligent way this most sacred teaching of mine. I keep saying, I am not speaking to you, I am speaking this to my own mind. My mind is my first student, is the first devotee, is the first seeker. And this satsang is for that first person is the mind. Secondary is you all. Dekho. Now you apply that on yourself. Whom do you speak to? Are you speaking to yourself? Most of the time everyone is. What is the quality of dialogue going on within your mind to yourself? Is it enhancing individuality? Is it expanding the mind? Or is the communication leading to witnessing? साक्षी भाव. सोचो. He who repeats aloud in an intelligent way this most sacred teaching of mine, which is capable of sanctifying others too, will get purified in that he will be revealing me day to day to others by the lamp of wisdom. What is the other? Here it is given in bracket. To others or to your own mind. Frankly speaking, you all think you are the mind, but actually you know that you are not the mind, because you know what thought is going on in the mind. You know the waking, dream and sleep are coming and going every day in your mind. That is your experience. So you must be other than the mind. So address the waker, you can address only in the waking, not in the dream. Address the waker, the waking mind. Ki Baba, you are that infinite one. Baba, you are that divine one. Baba, you are the all-inclusive one. बेवकूफ़ों की तरह तो you have taken this body, I am this body, and वहाँ से सारी प्रॉब्लम शुरू कर दी है. सर्वात्म भाव क्या होता है? सर्वात्म भाव यही होता है. जीवात्मा इज थिंकिंग आई एम ओनली दिस बॉडी, और हम बोलते हैं ड्रॉप द बॉडी आइडेंटिफिकेशन. ब्रॉड there is an intelligent way which is told if you catch it. And what is that? Body identification, our Swamiji says, is not the problem. Only this body I am is the problem. For that you need to expand your mind, or you need to go beyond the mind. This body is like we have got caught up in a whirlpool and forgotten that we are the river. Rushing forward, gushing forward, frolicking forward to meet the beloved. But we are caught up in the whirlpool. Please, someone, Pahimam, help me. I am caught up. I don't want to. Sometimes you are being thrown up. Sometimes you are thrown in, going deep into the whirlpool. Get out of this. This body is like a whirlpool. When I say body, breath, mind, intellect. Because of that you are having this waking, dream and deep sleep. Get out of it. क्या करो उसके लिए? भगवान का नाम लो. With understanding, read these chapters 28th and 29th again and again. Now let's read the 28th to 34th verse. य एतत् श्रद्धया नित्यम् अव्यग्र शृणुयान् नरः मयि भक्तिं परां कुर्वन् कर्मभिर्न स बध्यते अप्युद्धव त्वया ब्रह्म सखे समवधारितम् अपि ते विगतो मोहः शोकश्चासौ मनोभवः नैतत् त्वया दम्भिकाय नास्तिकाय शठाय च अश्रुषुषोर भक्ताय दुर्विनीताय दीयताम् एतैर्दोषैर्विहीनाय ब्रह्मण्याय प्रियाय च साधवेषु च ये ब्रूयाद् भक्ति स्यात् श्रद्धयो विषितां नैतद्विज्ञाय जिज्ञासोः ज्ञातव्यम् अवशिष्यते पीत्वा पीयूषममृतं पातव्यं नावशिष्यते ज्ञाने कर्मणि योगे च वार्तायां दण्डधारणे यावानर्थो नृणां तात तावांस्तेऽहं चतुर्विधः मर्त्यो यदा त्यक्तसमस्तकर्मा निवेदितात्मा विचिकीर्षितो मे तदामृतत्वं प्रतिपद्यमानो मयात्मभूयाय च कल्पते वै य एतत् श्रद्धया नित्यम् अव्यग्र शृणुयान्नरः मयि भक्तिं परां कुर्वन् कर्मभिर्न बध्यते. Here Bhagwan Shri Krishna is telling a man who attentively listens to this dialogue with reverence, with love, with reverence, with availability, with windows open, allowing the grace to shower. And what does that mean? With no judgment. No, I will open the window, but I'll keep a little bit of darkness with me. No. What is that darkness? Ego. What is that darkness? Duality between you and God. What is that darkness? Separation, that I am ignorant and He is all-knowing. No, you are also of the nature of all-knowingness. And He is not separate from you. This is opening the window. A man who attentively listens to this dialogue with reference from day to day will be practicing in effect supreme devotion to me and will not be bound by actions. We are not saying, Bhagwan himself is saying, and this is a big Ishavasya Upanishad, Shankaracharya also says that this fight between the Jnanis and the Karma Yogis is always karma is required. Without karma you cannot realize. And Vedantis say no karma is required. You are of the nature of truth whether you do karma or you don't do karma. And though these two dispositions are available, some people, they want to do what to do then. Let them do. Then how to do it? Kurvanneveha karmani jijivishet shatagam samaha. Perform karma as an offering to the Lord, not as an egocentric activity. And then what? Jijivishet shatagam samaha. Do not desire. Your karma, your activity should not be the result of a desire. My God, then how will I live? Find out. That is your homework. You have to recognize that in the presence of the divinity, which is within our heart, which is the Atma, the equipment called body, breath, mind, intellect function. Just like in the presence of the driver, the car becomes activated. But when the driver is not there, car is dead. It can't travel by itself. Same way, this car, this vehicle gets activated in the presence of the driver, the Lord within, the Atma within. Now we are not recognizing that I am the doer, I am the doer, I am the doer, I am the car, I am the car. This is our problem. I am the car. And until and unless this doership, that I am the car, if I don't do anything, how will the car function? Arey Baba, find out. If Bhagwan is saying there, is he just talking from top of his head or what? If Mahatmas are living like that, is just to fool you or what? Find out, there must be a way. Discover that. Discovery of that is what the scriptures are talking about. That is what spirituality is. Discover that. He will not be such a person who discovers that he is the essence, he is the dharma, he is the driver of the car, or he is the sun in whose presence the sun, the day and night come and go. And then the sun says, "Oh, I come and go." Is it possible for sun to say, "I am coming and going"? Is it possible for the sun to say, "I am setting now and I am rising now"? So where is activity? Where is the action? Action is in the sunset and sunrise. It's an illusion. And what is the truth? There is no sunrise, and from sun's point of view, there is no sunrise and sunset. So no activity. Similarly, from the divinity, which is our true nature, there is no possibility of any action. Action is only for the doer, and doer does not exist. He is a ghost. All the miseries and difficulties and challenges are for the husband or wife. But husband and wife don't exist, only man and woman exist. So truly speaking, all the challenges, difficulties, miseries are for the two ghosts who came together, husband and wife. They are the ghosts. The moment you realize you are the man, ठीक है यार, सब ठीक है, सब चलता है. All problems dissolved there and then. Because you're no longer husband now, or you're no longer wife. Same way, right now I am the Jivatma. I was born, I have got my parents, I got my children. The moment you realize you are the Paramatma, the moment you wake up from the dream, all problems of the dream vanish. Same way, the moment you wake up from this illusion that you are the individual, that very moment all your challenges of life, all doubts, that as Bhagavan said before, all doubts vanish in toto. Not even an iota will be left behind. Such a person, wherever there is action and identification with action, there is misery. There is misery. Actions, whether you like it or not, it will give result. If you identify with the action, then you will identify with the result also. And you will say, I like this result, I don't like this result. Immediately, sukha dukkha. And what does Bhagavan say? Sukha dukkha samay kritva labha labho jaya jayo tato yudhyaya yudhyasva. Remain equanimous, remain balanced, remain a witness of sukha dukkha, of gain and loss, of victory and defeat. This is only possible when we do not identify with action. Remember the genesis of action. Activity owned becomes action. And it will give a result if there is an owner there. But such a person who has listened to the satsang attentively, with reverence, on a daily basis, not only this Bhagavad, any satsang, doesn't matter. Don't get lost in the person who's giving satsang, but be available with reverence. Your attention must be on the divinity within. Your attention must be, who is he addressing? Don't become the individual while listening satsang. Then see how quickly everything dissolves around you and within you. Continuing, apyuddhavata tvaya brahma Sakhe samavadharitam apite vigato mohaha shokascha mano bhavaha. In the 29th verse he says, I hope, Uddhava, my friend, the true nature of Brahman has been fully understood by you. I presume also that your mind-born infatuation and grief too has totally disappeared. This is now Bhagwan is joking here. What is the joke? He is saying, oh my dear Uddhav, now you have fully understood Brahman. Brahman is that which cannot be understood. And the problem with the teacher is he has to communicate that which cannot be talked of. And in that language he is saying, Uddhav, now you have understood that which cannot be understood. See? And once this clicks, remember the context also. We are having this dialogue of Krishna and Uddhav is being narrated by Shukdev Ji Maharaj. And to whom? To that king, Parikshit, who has got now maybe just one day left before the Takshak Nag comes and bites him and kills him. See? And kills him. He had only 7 days. He had only 7 days. What would have been his disposition? What would have been his angle of approach to Shukdev Ji Maharaj? That he realized before Takshak came, he was realized. So many practices are given, so many meditations are given, so many things are told for understanding and contemplation. Nahi, Shukdev Ji Maharaj, go a little bit slow. I am not able to grasp everything that you are saying. Please, I have to write notes. I forgot what you said before. No time. He is on fire. Parikshit Maharaj is on fire. He's got only 7 days left. You also got 7 days left. Today is what? Saturday. Next Saturday. Story over. देखो, he is on fire. When you are on fire, you are single pointed. When you are on fire, you are absolutely clear about your purpose without any ambiguity. But when we are not on fire, hasta manana till we meet again. What is hasta manana? Tomorrow. I'll start getting up in the morning tomorrow. I'll start exercise tomorrow. I'll start listening to satsangs religiously every day from tomorrow. And that tomorrow never comes. Tomorrow never comes. James Bond. Chichow. This is how we dig our own grave. Parikshit Ji is not. He is absolutely clear. I have to grasp every word. And what does it mean, grasp every word? Keeping the windows open, allowing the words of wisdom to fall on his ears and bring about whatever the cleansing that has to happen. Cleansing will not happen if you come in between. That I have to understand. Then cleansing will not happen. You be empty. If the cloth in the washing machine says, no, 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 this is going anti-clockwise, hey, we have to do clockwise pradakshina, man. And the washing machine is taking me anti-clockwise. Papam, papam, I don't want to accrue demerit points. Ho gaya kabada. Go with the flow. Allow the words to wash you from within. Be empty. And you will be filled with divinity. नैतत्वया दाम्भिकाय नास्तिकाय शठाय च अश्रुशूषोरभक्ताय दुर्विनीताय दीयताम्. In the 30th verse he says, let this teaching of mine not be imparted by you to a hypocrite, an unbeliever, a cheat, an irreverent listener, one who is not a devotee, and to an insolent person. So when we come to the satsang, we may have this hidden somewhere in our deep in the recesses of the mind. Drop everything, like you drop your chappal outside the temple and enter, wash your feet, come in, totally focused on the deity, not worried about who is watching you, who is not watching you. Go straight and do Sashtang Namaskar at the feet of the Lord. Same way, when we come to the satsang, Kam, Krodh, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya, duality, multiplicity, challenges, Shoka, Moha, understanding, not understanding, leave it. Come with a fresh mind, come with reverence to the satsang. In today's times, we can't judge that. I don't want to, as a speaker, I don't want to judge who is who. If I judge, then I'm no better than, here as he said, as the hypocrite or the thief or all the different names are taken. No. Everyone is divine. So address divinity in everyone. You know, like you go to India, I have been to some Mahatmas, realized Mahatmas, great Mahatmas, but you can't touch their feet if you go for Namaskar. Why? If you touch their feet, they do not allow people to touch their feet. Why? No, 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 no. They are not yogis. Oh, no, 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 no. They eat meat. Oh, no, 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 no. They don't live a disciplined life. Oh, no, 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 no. They are not Brahmin. What sort of Mahatma you are then? You are practicing difference, creating difference. Mahatma is he, realized person is he who is accepting everyone. Doesn't care about background, doesn't care about status, doesn't care whether he is healthy or not healthy. Because Mahatma, true Mahatma, his attention is only on the divinity. Like our Yudhishthir and Duryodhan. Yudhishthir's vision was there is good in everyone. So he couldn't find a bad person in this world and came back empty-handed. Everyone has short backs. Every saint has a past. And every sinner has a future. And what is the future of every sinner? To become a saint. That's our story, isn't it? Every one of us has a past. And if we have not reached there, we think we are an individual. Stop that thinking. Move ahead. So here, when Bhagwan is saying this, it is for the speaker, not for the listener, that do not judge. You know, some people say, oh, you should not take the Bhagwan's name, Om Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram. You should not take the name of the Lord till you have not brushed your teeth. You should not take the name of the Lord till you have not taken shower. You should not take the name of the Lord when you are sitting on the potty seat. Who cares? Bhagwan is everywhere. Take his name everywhere. You are creating difference. You are creating that this is the good. This is required to be done only then Bhagwan's name can be taken. You are caught up in karma then. Till I have not done this, till then I can't take the name of the Lord. If you are on fire, you will not worry. You are hungry to be one with Him. You are eager. And therefore, when I am talking to myself, to my mind first, this mind has many shortcomings. But if I keep thinking of those shortcomings, I will never be on the positive note. In that same mind which have all these shortcomings, there is goodness also. So give attention to that goodness and speak to yourself. See, that choice you have, whether you focus on the negativity or you focus on the positivity. In this manner, then continuing, नहीं तद विज्ञा कर लिया क्या, कौन सा है अभी? हाँ, 31st वर्ष. एतैर्दोषैर्विहीनाय ब्रह्मण्याय प्रियाय च साधवे शुचये ब्रूयाद भक्ति स्यात् श्रद्धयो श्रद्ध क्या है? स्यात् शूद्रयोषिताम. One should speak about it to him who is utterly devoid of aforementioned faults, to a devotee of the Brahmanas, to one's own favorite, to a pious and holy man, nay, even to the Shudras and women folk, if there is devotion in them. I am speaking to my mind, it has devotion, I hope. I am suspecting it. And I can see you are all great devotees of the Lord. That's why every Saturday you are there. See? So speak. Now, as I said before, everyone has shortcomings. Why should I focus on that? इसने उसको बोला, उसने इसको ऐसे बोला, इसने. Who cares, man? भगवान ने क्या बोला? भगवान ने क्या बोला? उसके ऊपर ध्यान दो. So, blanket statement, you can speak to that person who has devotion in their heart. नैतद् विज्ञाय जिज्ञासोः ज्ञातव्यम् अवशिष्यते पीत्वा पीयूषममृतं पातव्यं नावशिष्यते. He says, nothing remains to be known by a seeker of knowledge after knowing this. Remember Nachiket Maharaj? What is that by knowing which nothing remains to be known? Bhagwan is, how beautiful, same thought is coming here. Bhagwan is saying, nothing remains to be known by a seeker of knowledge after knowing this, just as nothing remains to be quaffed after taking a draught of the immortalizing nectar. Once you have taken the nectar, who is worried about death, man? Huh? Who is worried about death? This is that knowledge. Which knowledge? 28th chapter and 8th verse to 23rd verse of the 29th chapter. अभी और कितना भगवान himself is, Like from milk you make dahi. From dahi you make ghee. So you're getting the essence out of it, the butter. Out of 18,000 verses, he has, or 17,000 verses here approximately, he has separated the grain from the chaff, separated from that which is the most important and that which is unimportant, and presented to you even though you have not asked for it. Here Uddhavji has asked, yes, in 28th and 29th chapter. What else do you want? Still having doubts? Nothing remains to be known by a seeker of knowledge after knowing this, just as nothing remains to be quaffed after taking a draught of the immortal nectar. Nobody will be afraid of death and disease and hunger and thirst after taking the immortal nectar. What is that immortal nectar? This is what Bhagavan was saying. This is immortal nectar. It will take you to Brahman. It will establish you in Brahman. If you follow it, if you are subjective about it, if you have reverence towards it, it will automatically happen. If you have faith in the words of Bhagavan, it will automatically happen. But if you start doubting the words of Bhagavan, फिर ठन गोपाल फिर लगे रहो. ज्ञाने कर्मणि योगे च वार्तायां दंडधारणे यावानर्थो नृणां तात तावांस्तेहं चतुर्विदः. In the 33rd verse he says, to devotees like you, O Uddhava, O dear Uddhava, I myself cover the entire range of the four objects of human pursuit, which is partially attained by men in the shape of, say, the final beatitude, through self-knowledge, dharma or religious merit through the performance of prescribed duty, mystic powers including under the category of karma or enjoyment, through the practice of yoga, wealth through the pursuit of agriculture or vocation of a Vaishya, and dominion. अभी ज़्यादा आगे चला गया मैं. So what is he saying here? That I am alone. Bhagavan simply is saying, I am alone expressing through the four Purusharthas. What are the four Purusharthas? Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. And why do you perform Dharma, Artha and Kama? Dharma is your duty, Artha is wealth, physical wealth, as well as the inner wealth, which is the siddhis, the powers. Dharma is not only duty towards children and parents and world and environment and everything. There is dharma towards God also. And that dharma towards God can express as karma kand, can express as puja, can express as yoga, can express as devotion, can express as jnana, can express as Vedanta. Depends where you are. Lord alone is functioning through Dharma Purusharth. Purusharth means where effort is put. To follow the Dharma, effort is put. To follow Artha, to earn wealth, effort has to be put. That Dharma also is God, and the effort that is being put is also Lord. The earth is a Lord, and the effort that is put to attain the earth, to gain the wealth, is also Lord. When you have got money in your pocket, your desires increase. Automatically Kama Purusharth. Desires. Desire is God. And you have to understand in the right manner. And what is the desire which is God? that which takes you to moksha, purushartha. And this is from observation of life. When we are following dharma in the childhood and Gurukul, we are taught our dharma. Then as we turn 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, we get into the workforce, we earn the wealth. Before we are, Mummy, please give me 5 rupees, I want to eat bread pakoda. Mummy, give me 10 rupees, or Daddy, give me 10 rupees, I want to buy that toy, or I want to go for a movie. No, how many movies you will see in this? When we were of your age, we didn't see movie at all because there was no money. And you guys are, every month you want to see a movie. But now you are earning money in your pocket. And what do? Your desires. Now, I don't want money from you, Dad and Mom. Come, I will take you to a movie every week. Why? I have got now his desires. I want to show off. I have got money now. I can buy good clothes. I can buy new shoes. I can go for any movie. Calm. So wherever there is wealth, there is calm, there is desire. But this is not the desire that scriptures are talking about. So when you have got the right values when you were a student, then yes, you will go into the path of artha. When you earn wealth, a sannyasi, a seeker, earns the wealth of siddhis. A grahastha, he earns the wealth of income. Children, wife, all wealth, or husband, wealth, partner. Right? Then what do you do with that? With wealth? Satisfy your desires. Then we are going the wrong way. With that wealth, if we are satisfying the desires of others or need of others and using only that which is required for our survival, then it is good. And if we earn the wealth and satisfy desires, forgetting that our ultimate goal is that of moksha, then तो भगवान भी नहीं बचा पाएंगे तुम्हें. तो ये we have to remember throughout dharma, artha, kama, moksha, that these 4 paths of self effort have been are given by the Lord. The Lord alone is expressing through them. The Lord alone is present in them. That's what here he says. Naitad Jnana, where are we? In 33rd verse. Jnane karmani yoge cha vartayam dandadharane yavanartho nudam tata tavansteham chaturvidaha. Chaturvidaha, this 4-fold path of dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Majority of the people, I don't know about you, you have to assess yourself. Are you committed to the moksha purusharth? Or we are only lost in artha and kama? And out of guilt we listen to satsang. Many people are like that. Or are we inspired to listen to satsang? We are inspired to share our wealth with others. And we will not stop producing wealth. Because we are not producing, Bhagwan is giving. If Bhagwan is giving, share it back with Bhagwan. How? This whole world is Bhagwan. Share it back with the world in whichever way. I have the wealth of unwanted talking, so I am giving. I am talking. If I had the money, I would have given the money. If I had clothes, I would have given the clothes. See? Continuing. Martyo yada tyakta samasta karma nivedithatma vichikirshito me तदामृतत्वं प्रतिपद्यमानो मयात्मभूयाय च कल्पते वै. He says that मर्त्यो यदा त्यक्त समस्त कर्मा निवेदितात्मा विचिकीर्षितो में. See, the mortal, martyo, when the mortals tyakta samasta karma, gives up. See, the translation is a little bit different given there, but I am going according to what is given. When the mortal gives up tyakta samasta, all karma actions, nivedithatma, chikirshito mein, and sees और praise, निवेदित, निवेदित को क्या बोलेंगे भाई, कोई बताओ. निवेदित, surrender to the atma, which is not other than me. Tadamrutatvam pratipadyamano, then he attains to immortality. He drinks the nectar of immortality. See? मया आत्मभूयाय च कल्पते वै. And how does he drink the nectar of immortality? By realizing his own atma as the divine. See? Or here Maya, Bhagavan is saying Maya, that there is no difference between me and between the Atma and me. With this realization, and this journey that is given in the 34th verse is only possible when in and through all our activities of life, dharma, artha, kama, our attention is on moksha. Then we are seeker. If our attention is on the dharma only, then we want to improve the world. When our attention is only on the artha, then we want to improve the world, heal the world, give dan to the world. And when our attention is on the Kama only, then we want to go to heaven, we want to go to Vaikuntha, we want to go to this place or that place, because we don't understand. We get lost in imagination. And in the chapter 28 and 29, there is no imagination. Pure knowledge. And our efforts will become fruit. I don't want to use the word fruitful, but every effort has a fruit, has a result. If every effort is performed with view to moksha, then it is a good, correct effort that we have put. That effort will lead to effortlessness. And you will come to realize that whether there is effort or there is effortlessness, I am untouched. But while we are addicted to efforts, we don't even know there is an option available where we can be effortless. Waking and dream efforts, deep sleep effortless. Working with ahankar effort. Living with God's grace, like I told you the satsang I had when I was driving home today, effortless. He is recognized that everything is happening in my life. Unnecessarily I am taking the load that I am doing it, I have to survive, I have to take care. Yes, I have, but the worry is not there anymore. I plan, but I am not worried about the result. I prepare, but I am not worried about the result. Because complete faith, this effort that I am putting to prepare, to plan, is also by the divine, the result is also by the divine. And that is keeping our attention on the moksha purushartha. And when all this is dharma artha kam is over, then when we come, we realize that effort or effortless, I am independent, and in the meantime I have come to this chapter 28 and 29. I realize the one who is independent is not other than the divine, not other than the infinite reality, the Krishna consciousness, the Sri Hari. Who is appearing in and through all the forms. Nay, all the forms are in him, yet he is independent, transcendental to form and the formless. That is the gist of this chapter, and the last chapter. Now, Shukdev Ji Maharaj will continue from here. क्या है आगे? हाँ, from here the discourse is अभी भी है क्या आगे? हाँ, at this point of verse number 34, the teachings of Bhagwan Shri Krishna are concluded to Uddhav. And now he will say, okay, now I am on my way. You go and do this job, you give this knowledge to Vidurji, you give this knowledge to whoever. That's why he's imparted all this secret knowledge to Uddhavji Maharaj, which is termed as the Uddhav Gita in the 11th canto of the Bhagavad Mahapuran. Now we'll start with verse 35 in our next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.